Welcome to Preacher in the Crossfire, the boldest weekly series from the streets of West Louisville. I'm Pastor Joshua Tapp, and in this episode, I'm going to walk you through the battlefield where I preach, live, and fight for souls every day. So I want to talk about the difference in this area in West Louisville. Again, it's an area filled with crime and poverty. You can look things up on the news. You'll see shootings, murders, stabbings. Just recently, a man stabbed a police officer, and then that police officer shot the man in his head. That man died. He lost his life. And that's normal out here, and we can't let that become normal in our lives. But when the people that live in the area, when they're surrounded by that so often, and they hear of murders and killings, and the kids grow up with that, it's like it just becomes normal, and it's not really that big of a deal anymore. Where I grew up in Shelby County, Kentucky, we didn't see murders and killings all the time, so I didn't even think it happened that much. But I moved to West Louisville, right? And I'm kind of in southwest Louisville, about 13 to 18 minutes from the church, depending on the traffic. So I'm a little south, but the area is still rough like that. And there's murders, killings all around here as well. But we can't let that become normal. But you have to think, as a pastor of the church there would be other pastors in other areas that wouldn't have the patience that is needed for this area. You have to have more and more patience. For example, for Easter Sunday, we had 30 to 40 kids. I'm not sure if we ever got a good count because everybody's always moving around. But those kids, sometimes they grow up, a lot of times they grow up without a dad, without a mom, one or the other. Sometimes they don't have either. They're raised by their grandmother, their grandfather, or strangers, right? And they're around all of these things every day, and they think this is normal and that's normal. Like there's liquor stores everywhere. There's people getting drunk everywhere. There's drugs everywhere. There's drug dealers out on the streets, people doing drugs. Hey, when that's all you see, like I didn't see all that growing up, and even throughout my life, I didn't see those things. But these kids are growing up seeing these things every day, and then they're going into the public schools every day. They're getting treated horrible. It's like all of this bad stuff is going in to these kids and the adults the same. So in our church, some people might come and say, this gets a little crazy sometimes. Like if you watch our services, you see the camera shaking. Well, that's the room where the kids are at. The camera's right above the room on the outside. And sometimes the kids get a little out of control. We're doing our best. Right? We see them once, twice a week. And we're going to do our best to correct that behavior that they've learned, to teach them the right things. Like there's young men that come in there that have been out doing wrong. And I say, hey, don't do that. You don't want to do that anymore. Right? Nobody's told them those things. Hey, don't do that. That's not right. Like somebody put a cigarette out on the front of our brick, like right by the front door. They were smoking out there, which I can't stand. I hate smoking because it's killing you. But somebody was smoking out there. I didn't see it, but then they put their cigarette out by the front door on the brick. Right? That's disrespectful to God's church. Well, you don't do those kind of things, but a lot of them, they don't know. Or they'll roll the windows down, just throw trash out the window. Said, hey, don't do that. Right? That is bad. That is disrespectful to God's earth. Right? But nobody's taught them these things. So it's our job to be there for them, to teach them these things. And as a pastor, you have to have patience. That's why the Bible also says you need to have children. Right? Children teach you patience. And when you got 30 to 40 kids running around that are excited, we love the kids, but you have to have patience and you have to teach them the right ways. And for the adults, some of them are still doing wrong in their life. That's why we teach the Bible. They see things in the Bible. It takes time to teach the Bible. We have patience with people. I'm not even close to perfect myself. People have patience with me. God had patience with me. And we need to do the same. I've been in churches where if somebody says one little thing wrong, oh, well, you're kicked out of here. You're this, you're that, and bad mouthing them, all these things. Hey, you don't do that. You have patience with people. You have long suffering. You have mercy, just like God says. And we're going to have that patience at True Words Baptist Church in West Louisville, Kentucky. And we're going to do our absolute best to teach people the right ways. And we're going to change that area through Jesus Christ. And we need your prayers, and we need your help. If there's anybody out there that wants to come to a great church with a great challenge, right? We have a great challenge in West Louisville. You can drive around the area and you can take a look yourself. But we're there. We're on a mission, and it's the mission that Jesus Christ gave to us, and the Bible comes true. When you're there with us, you're out on the street soul winning with us, you're going to see that the Bible comes true, and it's a great thing. And yeah, it's a tough area. It's a rough area. A lot of crime, a lot of poverty, a lot of people that don't have homes, a lot of people that go to shelters. Hey, we give them food. We bring them food. A lady that lives right down the street on St. Louis Avenue from the church, older lady, we love her. You probably, if you watch any of our services, you might have seen her before, or you might have seen her pictures on Instagram. Her name's Christina, and she's a wonderful older lady, but she has some issues. She can't stop certain things, but she cries. She comes to church. She's like, I'm not doing what God's asked me to do. So she's convicted herself. She doesn't do what he's asked her to do, but she came in, and then for some reason I was up there preaching yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, and I saw her leave, right? She came in the lobby, she left, but after church, we took her a lot of food in some containers, went to her house, took her that food, showed her that we care. So we don't just like blame everything on, oh, they weren't at church. I'm not doing this for them. Can't even come to church. No, you have patience with people, and you continue to love those people and to care for those people. Like I just got a text just not long before I started this video from a man that I miss. Like he was saved. He got baptized in our church. He'd been coming every week or almost every week. I was picking him up every Sunday. Some Thursdays he would come. He got baptized, and then I haven't seen him since. And I've been to his house. I've knocked on his door in the back there. I've taken him food. We've checked on him. And then one day I got a text. He said, please don't give up on me, right? And he knows that I'm not. Like, I'm not going to give up on those people, right? We love those people. We care for those people. We don't just say, oh, you're not doing everything God asked you to do, so we're just getting rid of you. No, we don't do that. We have patience and long suffering, and I recommend that you have the same. Wherever you are, like if you're a pastor in a church here or there, hey, you need to get more patience. More and more patience is a good thing. You can see, take a look at how patient God is. Right? We need more of that. Look at how much mercy God has. Like some of those people, they tell me they're ashamed. That's why they haven't been at church. I say, hey, well, let's get things right. Let's do it right, and let's get back in church. And that man, he said, hey, no matter what, please pick me up this next Sunday, right? He said, don't give up on me. I'm not going to give up on him. And that's what we need to do. We need people out there that actually have compassion and care for other people and not just themselves. You need to start thinking about other people. Like I preached a sermon about dogs not too long ago. People are turning to dogs for their companionship because the humans in this world don't care about people anymore, right? So they turn to other things. Well, we need to do better. And we need to get better. And we need to care for other people. And we need to work on that every single day. And you know what? When Jesus said, go ye therefore and preach the gospel, when you go out preach the gospel, you learn to care for people. And when you looked at people before and you said, oh, that's a nasty person, I'm not going to talk to them. Hey, go talk to anybody you see, and they're not what you thought they were in your head. Right? People that see somebody walking out on the streets in West Louisville say, hey, that's a gangster over there. That's a killer over there. You didn't even talk to the man. Once you go talk to the man, he might be the nicest man you've ever met, might be a saved man going to heaven. He's your brother in Christ. We need to stop judging people by the appearance and start talking to people and start caring for people. That's what we need to do. So I need you out there to keep praying for us at True Words Baptist Church in Louisville, Kentucky. And I need you to start getting this fight with us. You need a good church, come join us. And you'll see it's a good church. And we're going to do our best for you and for all the people in the area. And I thank you for your prayers. Please keep praying for us. So West Louisville is broken out, but God isn't done. And I refuse to run away. So every Wednesday at 5 p.m., I'm going to be telling real stories from my life and ministry and showing how the Bible speaks powerfully to all.